welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica. If you're new, thank you so much for joining me. If you are a return viewer, welcome back. This is going to be a podcast. This is my very first podcast, and I thought it would be really fun to show you all of the different projects that I'm working on. You might get a few little sneak peeks in the, progress of projects that haven't released yet and things like that. I primarily am interested in spinning, knitting, sometimes crochet. I've recently started cross-stitching, and of course quilting and sewing and things like that. So really it's going to kind of be a podcast on whatever I'm working on at the moment. My interests kind of vary, so if that sounds like something that would be fun to you, make sure to thumbs up and subscribe, like this video. Leave me a comment below as well if you want me to keep doing these. If there's not a whole lot of interest, then I probably won't film them anymore, but I thought it would be really fun to show you some of the things that I'm working on because I always love seeing what other people are working on. So let's go ahead and dive right in. I'm going to start off with my cross stitching this time because I really don't have all that much of it. I literally just started cross stitching and I think I might have bit off a little more than I can chew as far as the pattern that I chose, but I will show you what it is. So I've got my cross stitch here in my Amalfi Tote, and this is a free tutorial on my website. Super cute tote bag. This is probably one of my favorites. And I'm going to be doing, and I ordered all of these from Fat Quarter Shop, so I'm doing the Frosty Farm or Frosty Forest by Country Cottage Needleworks. So I bought the whole kit. I was planning on originally making them as a pillow. However, I didn't realize how long they were gonna take. Also, I've gotta say, you guys, my eyes are getting old and I am having a hard time seeing to cross stitch. So I have got glasses. I have these little lights I put on my glasses. I'll show you those in a minute, but I'll go ahead and show you all of the patterns that come with it. So these are ones that I haven't started on yet, and I actually am starting on one that was supposedly, I think it was supposed to be in the top corner just because I wasn't quite sure how to figure out exactly where the center would be. I'm not quite that good yet. Was that all of them? I think that was all of them. And then this is the one I'm starting on right here. And these are super cute and fun. And I actually went up a little bit because, like I said, I was having a hard time seeing what I was doing. So this is, I think it's saying to stitch on maybe 32 count or something like that. Yeah, 32 count pearl gray linen is what she was suggesting for them. And as you can see, it has a really cute little gray background there. And this is 18 count because I started out with, I think I started out with like a linen or a 24 count something, and you're supposed to go over 2 holes, and I literally cannot see that, you guys. So I had to just start over. So here it is. This is on an 18 count, and this is a gray Ada cloth, I believe, from Fat Quarter Shop, and I will try to link everything below on what I'm showing you. So I'll link the patterns and everything below. But this is as far as I've gotten, and quite honestly, even this is a little bit hard for me to see. I think I'm going to keep plugging along, but I was thinking about maybe switching down even to a 14 count, and instead of doing them all together on one big piece, maybe making them separate pieces. But I haven't really decided yet. I don't know if you guys, maybe 18 count wasn't a great way to go if you're a beginner. I don't know. Leave me a comment below letting me know if you're maybe a little bit less experienced on this. Maybe I should have done like a 14 count. So if you're new and you're not sure what I'm talking about as far as 14 count, 18 count, it's just how many little cross stitches will be in an inch. So if you're doing 14 count, it's obviously gonna be the holes that you're sewing cross stitching into are gonna be larger and easier to see. If you're doing something like an 18 count or higher, they're smaller and they're gonna be harder to see. And so I think that's my main concern with this one, is it's just gonna take me a while because I can't see what I'm doing. And I originally got it so I could bring it in the car with me while I'm sitting at sports and things like that. But now that it's getting dark out at like 5 o'clock, that provides a little bit of a challenge for me. And so I have my glasses. And then I also got these Vivilux lights, and they actually clip on your glasses and make it so that you can see, which is definitely helpful. So they just look like this. They have these little clips on them, and then there's a light there on the end, and then you just clip them onto your glasses. Let's see if I can show you here. and then they rotate around and whatnot, but then you can turn them on and you can put one on each side, and then that way you've got, you can see what you're doing. And these glasses are actually kind of wide for these. My other glasses are a little bit thinner, so they fit on them better. But this has been a lifesaver, because yeah, I can't see what I'm doing, guys. So this might have been the wrong time in my life to pick up cross stitch. I don't know. But if you're having any trouble seeing, I definitely recommend these little clip-on LED lights, Vivilux. I got these off Amazon. They were relatively inexpensive and definitely help the process here, but it is slow going, so I'm not sure how much progress I'll have to show if we do another one of these podcasts, because this is all I've gotten done in the last, like, gosh, I started, I don't know, you can go look back on my Instagram. It's been probably at least a month since I started this, so I am not fast, let's just say that. I also haven't had a whole lot of time to work on it, so there's that. So let's go ahead and move on to knitting. So here is a pattern that I am currently working on, and I actually already made one of these, and I will show you. I'm making it again because I loved it so much. This is the Cozy Winter Shawl by Melanie Malingar, I think is how you say her name. Super cute, and that is on Ravelry. You can get that there. And the first one that I'm knitting it out of, or knit it out of already, is this Jupiter Moon Cumulus yarn. And this yarn is so soft and squishy, you guys. It is absolutely, I love it. I'm not even sure how to show you all the way across the screen here, but here it is. Here's the pattern, and this is, I did mess up on this on the cables, and I'm so proud of myself because I actually was able to go back and fix the cables, and by messing up on my cables, you can see they're all kind of slanting the same way. If you're new to knitting, I messed up and I had one slanting the opposite direction, and I didn't realize it until I was probably about to here. So I actually had to rip back almost this much just to try and fix those cables, and I did it. I didn't rip back the whole thing, I just ripped back the cable. I messed up this one and I messed up the middle one. And so yes, and that's the first thing, really big thing that I've ever pulled back and fixed myself. So I'm really, really excited for that. And then it's just got this lovely squishy, like it's so soft and comfy and cozy. I love this one. Let me see if I can put it on for you guys. I'm not great at styling these, so bear with me. That's not bad. There we go. So here it is on. I think it looks so cute, and it's just super cozy. So if you're looking for a fun, wintry, kind of cozy scarf, I highly recommend this one. And this Cumulus yarn was actually really easy to work with, and it's super soft and squishy, and I really liked it. What is it? It's a Mako cotton for medium, and so I don't know, I think it was perfect for this pattern. I really liked it a lot. One thing that I did do, you'll notice, is mine is a little bit longer on me here. I did add quite a few extra rows. I think I added, you get to a point in the pattern where it's like you just kind of keep repeating it until you, you know, want to stop. And so I think I added an extra ball of yarn compared to what the pattern had asked for, just because I wanted it to be like longer and squishier, and I didn't want it, you know, kind of tight. But you can try it on as you're going and decide how much you want to add extra. So I want to say I used 3 balls of this Cumulus yarn, and this is 251 yards on here, and I used like all 3 of them pretty much almost all the way. So yeah, so this is my most recent finish. I love it, and it was just in time for winter, so yay. I'm really excited about this. This is for me. I'm almost always making projects for other people, and as soon as I saw this one, I was like, that's the one I want. I'm making it for myself. I'm not gonna feel guilty. As soon as I put it on, all of my daughters were like, can you make me one? So I am making some more, but it's a really fun knit and it goes really fast. And I think it's on larger needles too. It's on US 10 circular needles, so it's larger needles, larger yarn. It goes really fast and it's super fun. As far as beginner, it probably says on Ravelry, I don't know if it's beginner, intermediate, whatever, but they're basically yarn overs and cables, and so if you can do those, you could definitely do this. It might not be 100% beginner friendly, maybe more like towards the intermediate, but really it's not very difficult at all. So super fun, and yeah, I love this one. All right, so I'm gonna take that one off and I'm gonna show you the progress of this new one that I'm working on. And this one is a really interesting yarn. This one is called Remix, and it's actually a recycled yarn made in France from Barocco, and it's 30% nylon, 27% cotton, 24% acrylic, 10% silk, and 9% linen. Machine wash in cold water, delicate cycle, lay flat to dry. And I just wanted to try it because I like the idea of the recycled yarn, and also it actually feels really interesting. It feels natural but not like super hard and scratchy, and it's nice and squishy. So yeah, I don't know, I'm kind of enjoying this one. I think it's gonna be a really great end product. Here it is right here. I obviously am not super far on it. Here is my little humble beginnings of this version of it. I'm really liking this yarn. I like the kind of rustic, natural look it has to it. It is still soft. It's not quite as soft as the Cumulus, but it's not as like tacky as like a natural wool or anything like that. It's somewhere like in between, but it's still soft enough that I don't think I will mind wearing it around my neck. Depending, I would say my daughters would probably prefer the Cumulus because it is quite a bit softer. But honestly, I think once this is done, I think it'll be great. I'm knitting this on my, I think you say it Lykke, L-Y-K-K-E, or Lykke, I'm not sure, needles, I'm sorry. I like them because they're these driftwood tips here, and they're actually really nice and smooth. I don't feel like the driftwood is slowing me down at all. It goes really pretty fast. Not quite as fast as metal, of course, but definitely not slowing me down really at all. Normally I knit on Chalgoos. Those are my kind of go-to needles. Those are my favorite ones. And I don't know, I think the thing for me is the cable. This, as you can see, it kind of still has its own, hopefully you can see that, kind of has its own little bend to it. So I'm not 100% in love with the cable that comes on these guys, but I will say that I'm really happy with the needles themselves. They're super smooth, and they just glide really nicely. Hopefully you can see them a little bit better up close there. But yeah, they're just nice and smooth, and I really am happy. I'm happy with them. I just wish that the cable was a little bit more pliable. I don't know that I have found a cable that I like better than my Chalgoo cables. I have the red lace interchangeable ones, and the cable is just, you can't beat it. It doesn't have like, I don't know the word. It's like these kind of have a memory, so from being in the package, they kind of still have that spiral going to them. The Chalgoos don't do that. They just lay however you put them, and they're, I don't know. I haven't found a cable that I think beats those, but that's just my humble opinion because I'm kind of a new knitter. New as in a few years. I've been knitting for a few years, but those are my all-time favorites. But I really do like these, and I kind of like the aesthetic with this as well because I've kind of got this more natural kind of feeling scarf going on than I have like the driftwood needles, so it's kind of nice. And then this cute little stitch marker right here is from the Gnome Knitter, and I'm sure you guys have all heard of her, but she makes these really adorable little stitch markers. This one is an ice cream sandwich. I've got a couple of her stitch markers. They are super cute, so that just makes it a little more fun to work on. But this is my progress on my next cozy winter shawl. Again, I'll try and link all of these patterns I'm talking about in the description box below, so you can go down there if you see anything you like. All right, so those are my current whips for knitting. Well, I actually have a couple more. I just didn't bring them down here to show you. I have a couple pairs of socks, which I have had in the works for a very long time. I am horrible about finishing socks, and this time of year I want to knit on them, but then the rest of the year I don't, and so maybe I'll get some progress on those and show you in the next video. I also have another shawl that I'm working on that I will bring down and show you as well, and you can always look on my Instagram because I post everything there real time. But anyways, let's go ahead and look at a couple of my hat patterns. So my first finished object here is my Briar Rose beanie, and this one is super cute. This is probably one of my favorites. It's got this cute staghorn cable going up, and then it also on either side of it has just regular little kind of mini cables on there. This yarn is so soft and fun to work with. This is called Rosie Cotton, and it is by 4 Boys Fiber. To bend down so you can see my palm here. There we go. I think you can see it a little bit better now, but you can see this fun pink pom up here. This is from, it's McPorter's Farms pom-poms, and I haven't been able to find them online. I get them at a local yarn shop here. Colorful Yarns Knit Shop is in Inglewood, Colorado, and if you are ever in this area, they are definitely worth making a visit to because they have a ton of amazing yarn, of course, but they also have a huge selection of these ginormous pom-poms, and these are like, this almost the size of my hand, you guys. Like, these guys are huge, and they're around $12 each, so there you go. And then they're snap-on kind. I know some people don't like the snap-on kind. I kind of like them because I can swap them out between hats, and then I can change the color of my palms. But anyways, that's of this one. This was the Briar Rose Beanie. And then my next hat I want to show you is this one right here. This is super easy. It's great for beginners. So if you are a new knitter, this would be probably a great option for you. Pretty much just knits and purls. And this one I used a gray, I can't remember the gray, it's just a medium weight gray yarn. And then I also used yarn ink in the Celebrate colorway, and that's these little bits of color that you see peeking through. Let me see if I can put it this way so you can see it a little bit better. There we go. You can see those colors kind of peeking through the grays right there, and I just think it gives it a cute little extra pop. And then of course I have another McPorter Farms pom on here. You guys can see how big these poms are. They are amazing, and they have colors, like there's little black tips on them, and oh my gosh, look at that pink in there. They're so beautiful. I just love them. She has all kinds of different colors, or she, I don't know if it's a she, it's like a company, but they have all kinds of different ones on there. And anyways, I called this my peekaboo beanie because I have the colors kind of peeking out, and I just thought it was super cute. But again, this is super beginner friendly, so if you're new, highly suggest this one. And then I have one other one I want to show you. So my next hat I want to show you, this one is called the Haley. I made it for my oldest daughter. And it has this cute little kind of chevron feature on the brim. I wanted to do something a little bit different on the brim because I feel like they're usually just ribbed brims or whatever, and it's fine, but I just wanted to do something a little bit kind of more fun. And then it also has this larger braided cable, and then these just kind of smaller ones in between all the way around. And then I do have another McPorter's Farms pom on it. Super cute. And this hat is really fun. I'll try and show it to you here. Try it on so you can see it. But you can kind of see this cute brim at the top. So I'm loving this one. This is one of my favorite ones. I also love gray, so that could kind of explain why. Maybe I'll wear this one though for the rest of our videos, because it kind of goes with my outfit a little bit more. Okay, and I think that's it as far as my knitting goes. If you have any questions for any of these projects, you're all, of course, welcome to ask in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to get back with you. All of these patterns, hat patterns that I just showed you, can be found in my store. There will be a link for that below. And then the other pattern that I have will be linked to Melanie Malingar's Ravelry, so you can find that cow pattern, because that one is super fun. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to sewing / quilting. I'm not really, I think you call it sewing if you're doing clothing, and quilting if you're doing quilts. So we're gonna move on to quilting. So you've probably seen some of these on my Instagram, but I did put out a new quilt pattern this year, and it's right here behind me, and I will try and do a little bit of a better view for you so that you can see it. I'll just insert it right here. But I wanted to do a sampler quilt this year. I thought that would be a lot of fun, something that reminded me of my childhood and just all the fun things that you get to do around the holidays that you don't necessarily always do all year long. So this one is super cute. It features a little hot cocoa cup, or some people are thinking it's tea or coffee. It can be whatever you want. It has a cute snowman on it. What else is on there? A candy cane. Has some patchwork. For some reason, patchwork always makes me think of Christmas time. There's a snowflake on there, a little North Pole sign, a truck carrying a tree in the back, and then of course a house with some fun festive trees next to it. And so just a lot of fun, cute blocks. This is a little bit more difficult. I think if you're a beginner quilter, you might not want to quite tackle this one, but again, it's not hard. There's no applique or anything like that. So it's all just straight piecing. There's no Y seams or anything. And hopefully my patterns are pretty self-explanatory. I try and do step-by-step with pictures, instructions, and things like that. So I think you could probably, if you were determined, you could probably give it a go and just take it one block at a time and probably get through this quilt. But I thought it was really cute. This is my newest finish, so I was really excited to show that on this podcast because it's one of my favorite quilts, and I would like to get it off my wall and onto the bed, but I do need to kind of leave it up so you guys can all see it for my videos. So it might be up there for the rest of this year, and then I'll swap it out next year. The other one I wanted to do this year was some pot holders because they're small, they're fast, they're great stash busters. So I recently finished this one. This is my stocking pot holder. These are all in a Wonderland series. You can find them on my store. And I'm using my Sweetwater fabric scraps for all of them. These are my Sweetwater makes my favorite Christmas fabric, I should say, and I have a bunch of them left over. So as you can see, there's some small pieces on here. This is a perfect scrap buster. And then on the back, I just used this cute red print. Now I don't know if you can see that. Probably not because of the print, but I did just a cross hatch quilting on it, and then I added this little hanger tab on the back so you can hang it, you know, from your oven. So that's the first one. I also have the Santa, and I just kind of quilted these all however I felt like. Nothing, you know, super fancy. They were all put together fairly quickly. And then I used, for the batting, I used Insulbright by Warmco. I'll try and remember to link that below for you, but it's a great heat resistant batting, and you can use it for, you know, casserole dishes and pot holders and things like that. So this is my candy one. And then of course I had to do a tree. This is a little gingham tree. I just love gingham at the holidays. So there's that, and he's got blue on the back. And again, these are all just scraps that I had in my sewing room. This one is the house block, and I just did whatever I had. I was just kind of grabbing colors for the backs, not worried about it too much. This is probably the hardest one just because there's the most pieces on it, and these just get kind of small, but honestly these are all pretty easy, guys. And then the last one was this cute little teacup. You could get rid of this, I suppose, if you wanted to have it be a coffee cup, but I just like the idea of a little teacup. And then on the back, I have this cute blueprint. And these, like I said, were all done using my scraps, and so I just have a variety of Sweetwater Christmas lines from the last several years that I have just collected. I have scrap bins up there, and I just pulled out, you know, whatever kind of sizes I could find and made these off of those. So I'm not really, pretty inexpensive. These would be great gift ideas, I think, but I'm really happy to have all these finished in time for the holidays. And then my other big project, which you guys have probably seen this one on Instagram because this already did release, but this is my Wonderland Advent Calendar. And here are the houses on the tops. Super cute and easy. And then I'll try and stand up so you can see the rest of them. And I just did different, as you can see here, there we go. I just did different pockets for each one, just so they were kind of cute and festive and kind of scrappy. And I just kind of used what I had. I have buttons, I have different ribbons. There you go. I think that's all of them. Did a little heart on that one. And then one of the things that I did for these, now if you buy, Catching Stitches has kits for these, so you could buy that, and it comes with number kits from Sweetwater, which are super cute. I didn't have those when I made that, so instead what I did is I actually printed these numbers, and the pattern does come with the numbers. You can print them yourself, but I just printed them on fabric, inkjet fabric paper, and it basically is just fabric, and you just run it through your inkjet printer. And then I took a used tea bag and just dabbed it, once the ink was dry, dabbed it all over it, and just kind of made it look a little more rustic, I guess, distressed. And then I used some pinking shears to cut them out so they wouldn't fray too much, and then I just stitched around the edges to secure them onto the pockets. So it was super easy. You could honestly write your own numbers using Sharpie on like fabric paper or something like that. That would also work, or canvas I thought would be a really fun idea. And then just use pinking shears when you cut it out so it doesn't fray like crazy, and then just stitch it on and you're good to go. So these are totally fun, and Here's probably one of my favorite ones, number 24. I did a little gift with some ribbons. So super cute. You can embellish these, of course, however you want. And then on the top, I put these little ties so you can tie it to whatever. And I have 3 of them on there. It's kind of hard to show you in the video here. But anyways, that way you can tie them onto, you know, wherever you want to hang them up at. So super cute. This one was really fun. Also a great stash buster. Gosh, I used for the pockets and the little houses and stuff. I honestly just dug in my stash. I did not buy any new fabric for this except for this kind of tan backing. And then I just have that same tan backing on the back, so nothing super exciting. And then, yeah, you could even do a scrappy binding if you wanted. You know, if you want to just really use your scraps up, and I think that would be super cute. So this again was the Wonderland Advent calendar. And then it also comes with little printable cards that you can stick in all of the pockets if you don't want to put like candy or little treats in there or whatever. And they have ideas for things you can do, things like take a bubble bath, watch a Christmas movie, look at Christmas lights, just to kind of make your holiday season a little more festive. But this is one of my favorite finishes this year. I think it's super cute. And then I did add this fluff that I added, same stuff I added. This was just left over from my snowy day quilt, and I just thought that kind of made it like fun and special. So the next project that I finished for sewing, and this tutorial should be live, it's a free tutorial on my blog, is this Dresden zipper pouch, and it is lined. Super cute. And I really had some questions about how to do Dresdens. Dresdens are not hard. I think they look a little bit more difficult, but they're actually really easy and they're so fun. And you can do a whole quilt with these. You don't have to do a little zipper pouch. And really, honestly, these are so fun, guys. So hopefully you guys have watched that video. And if you haven't already made one of these pouches yourself, this is the Sugar Creek fabric line by Corey Yoder. It's one of her new lines, and it's really just, the colors are so sweet, I think. And I just put it on some natural, this is a light canvas that I just got from like Joann's, so nothing fancy. And then I think I used just a fat quarter for the inside. The requirements are in the pattern, the fabric requirements are in the pattern for it. And it finished at, I want to say, about 10.5 inches by about 6. So 6 by 10.5 inch little zipper pouch. Perfect for your knitting supplies, cross-stitching supplies. It's a cute little pencil holder for your kids for school. So yeah, this was a really fun finish and I love it. And then my last sewing finish I have here, you guys might kind of recognize this. So I did my Drawstring Squishy Bag, and it's been one of my most popular patterns. This one is the Drawstring Squishy Bag 2.0, and I made it a little bit bigger to house my bigger knitting projects, actually. And then I did change this little drawstring section, so you kind of have this little ruffly fun on top there. And then inside, I do have a pocket. You can skip that or you can add it if you want. It doesn't, you know, kind of change the pattern a whole lot. But anyways, I just thought it'd be cute to have these little kind of ruffly tops here. I just liked that. This is also still that same fabric line, the Sugar Creek by Corey Yoder. And it's just so sweet. I just think the colors are just super cute. This would be a great gift bag, you know, if you're going to gift somebody something for Christmas, and you could just put it in one of these. They're really not very hard to make, super easy. It's free tutorial on my channel, so I'm sure you guys have all seen it, but this one is probably coming soon. I'm not sure when I'm going to release it. This is probably a sneak peek for you guys because this video will probably go up before this one. I'm not done editing it yet. Obviously it's all shot and everything, but I'm not done editing it yet. So if it's not up yet, it will be coming soon. And if you can't wait, look up my Drawstring Squishy Bag. That's the original one that I did. It's a little bit smaller, but just as cute and adorable. So that is my last sewing finish. And then I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek because I do have a new pattern coming soon. And this one is gonna be called Merry Noel. And it is in testing right now. My testers have it and they're working on it. So here it is. This is using, again, Sweetwater Christmas lines, just whatever I had in my stash. I did not buy any new fabric for this. There are a couple of their new lines in here as well. So this will be really cute. They have a line out right now called Mary Starts Here. That's their one for this year. And then they have another one coming out in 2020 called the Christmas Card, I think it is. And it is super cute as well. These guys are my favorite Sweetwater as far as as they're in Fort Morgan, Colorado, so they're close to me. I've got to meet them, and they're the sweetest ladies, and they have the best fabric. I love pretty much every line of fabric that they put out. I'm like a total Sweetwater groupie, but Christmas lines, as far as I'm concerned, you just can't beat them. I love them. They're my favorite. And so I'm excited to get this out to you guys. I'm just waiting for my tester to finish it. And then of course, as you can see, this is just a quilt top right now. It is not quilted or bound or any of that. So I have to finish it as well. The pattern is all written and everything. I just want to make sure that it's accurate and good before I release it to you guys. So that will be coming soon. So sneakity peek there. So on to my last thing, and this is my spinning, and I have a couple things to show you here. I have a couple finished skeins, but I'm going to show you my in progress first. So this one is my first one that I have. This is actually done, and it's just been sitting on my bobbin. I need to take it off and put it on my niddy noddy. So I can't find the information for this. I have it on a little card somewhere and I just can't find it. So I'll put it on the screen below, but this is super squishy and soft, and I love the colors. They're just really nice and soft. I actually spun this up towards the end, like right before fall, I think is when I finished this one. And if you're curious, I spin on a Spinolution Echo wheel. Relatively affordable, especially if you're a beginner, because wheels can be a really pricey investment, you guys. They're not cheap at all, but I love it. I do have it, like a review of it on my channel. You can check that out. I think I called it How to Spin or something like that. I don't know. Look up Spinolution on my channel and you'll find it. But yeah, I love this wheel. I think it's a great beginner wheel, but it can also take you into advanced. A lot of them you kind of have to change out your orifices if you want to do one type of yarn or another, and with this one you don't. It has a hook orifice, so you can spin thin yarn, thick yarn, whatever, and I feel like this wheel can just keep up with me no matter what I want to do, so I love it. But this is finished, so I just need to take it off, put it on my niddy noddy, and then wash it and skein it up, and I can use it. And then the one that I'm currently working on, this is Romantics by Wound Up Fiber Arts, and it's on her Super Wash Merino base. And she's one of my favorite dyers. I love her. Her and Created by Elsie B are probably my top dyers. But this is what the fiber looks like, the fluff right here. And I love this one. It's got some grays and these pops of pink. Here's some the grays. Whoops, can you see it? There you go. So it's definitely got kind of a variety in there, but it's still nice and light. So here's the first half of it spun up, just so this is just a single. And I'm just going for probably like a sport weight or something. I don't know. I'm not great about determining my weight. I kind of just spin for the process of just, it's fun and it's relaxing. But here's what it looks like. And then basically what I do is, this is one half of the braid, this is the other half of the braid. So I split it in half. So if you have, this is your fiber, I'll actually pull it apart this way and just pull it apart all the way down so that I have two equal halves. And then on this half, I will break it into half again and again and again until I have about 8 pieces or so. I just kind of keep pulling them into sections until they're relatively thin, like almost like this thin or so. And then this one I'm actually going to leave as a whole, and I will just find the end of it and just spin straight off of it without breaking it up at all. And then I will apply these two together. So stay tuned to see what those look like in coming up videos. That's just kind of my standard go-to for spins, unless I'm trying to get like a gradient yarn or something. I kind of like that barber pulling, hand spun look to it. So that's probably what this is going to end up being. Sometimes you have to be careful because it can get kind of muddy, and I definitely don't want that to happen to this one, because the colors are so pretty. I love the colors so much. So hopefully it won't get too muddy and you'll be able to get all of those colors in there. And then as far as knitting it up, I don't know. A lot of times people always ask me what I'm gonna do with my spun yarn, and I've got to say that I don't always have a plan for it. I almost never have a plan for it. I tend to just enjoy the process of spinning. So yeah, I don't know. I kind of have a standard spin I do. I don't really think about it a lot. It's usually a short forward draw, and I just kind of sit there and watch TV and spin and just kind of enjoy the process. I have done, you know, I've tried to challenge myself to get to a certain, you know, thickness and, you know, spin things for a project. But for the most part, I like to just spin for the fun of it. So yeah. Anyways, those are my 2 spins that I have for now. I don't have anything else on my wheel. I only have 3 bobbins, so it kind of keeps me monogamous as far as my spinning goes, because I don't really have an option. If I had any more bobbins, I think I would just be starting lots of projects, and that might not be great. So kind of works out for me. But anyway, so yep, this is what is on my wheel. And then I do have 2 finished skeins to show you. This was from a while ago, but since this is my first podcast, I just kind of wanted to highlight them. These are 2 of my favorites. So this one is Paint Me a Picture and it's on Organic Polworth. And again, this was Wound Up Fiber Arts. And this one was 480 yards by the time I was done with it. And this was actually, I spun this summer, and I really love how the colors turned out. You can see that barber pulling that I was talking about with the hand spun, but I don't think it got too muddy. I think the colors really still are kind of there and present. I think this would make a lovely shawl, or I don't know, I'm a hat knitter, you guys, so I think this would be a really fun hat, or even mittens maybe. I don't know. But I take the card that comes with the fiber, and then I will write on it what I did with it, and then just keep it on there, and then that way I know what it was, what I did, and then if I ever sell it on, you know, my Instagram to you guys or whatever, then you know what it was as well. So this is one of my favorite colorways. And then this is actually one of my early on spins, and this is probably one of my all-time favorites. This one is actually called Unicorn. It's created by Elsie B. And I think my tag fell off, so I'm not entirely sure how many yards I got, but I know she still dyes this particular one. I think it's one of her top sellers. But look at those colors, aren't they beautiful? It's like aqua, purple, there's a little bit of yellow in there and some greens. But for the most part, it's just this beautiful, oh my gosh. And there's sparkle in there. I don't know if you guys can see the sparkle, but it is sparkly. This is probably my favorite, and I've really been hoarding it. I haven't knit anything with it yet because it's kind of like, it's like that unicorn in my stash where I felt like I wanted a gradient. I got what I wanted out of the spin, and it's relatively consistent. You can see it's like soft and drapey, and I feel like I just need the perfect pattern for it, which I hate doing because obviously nobody's gonna wear it like this, but it is sitting in my sewing room here just showing off all its glory. So this is probably my favorite one I've done, and I'd be tempted to buy the fiber from her again, but I don't think I could do as good of a job, and I've seen people spin this and no 2 people spin it the same, so I know I couldn't replicate whatever I've done here, but oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. I don't have a whole lot of things, but I do want to show you what I got because I have had a lot of questions on one of these items, and so I just want to be able to give you a little more information on it. Okay, so first off, this is a new Pom acquisition, and this thing is like, I don't even want to put it on a hat. I just want to like touch it. It's like amazing, you guys. It's huge. I don't know how big it is, but like, here's my hand, here's the pom-pom. So this is by Life's Little Things Co. This is the Tundra colorway, and this is her extra large. And I think her website's on the back here too. Or no, that's her Instagram. So I'll try and it was $11. It's a faux pom, and there's her website right there, and the color info and all of that. And so I haven't put this on anything yet. It's not a snap one. It's just got this string on it so you can tie it on. And one of the things that I love if I have one with these strings on them is if you put a button on the inside of your hat and then run these strings through the buttonholes, you know, through the top of your hat and through the buttonholes, you can tie it on the other side of the button, and the button actually really helps give it quite a bit of stability, and then it's not like on there forever. You can take it off if you need to wash your hat or whatever. But this guy is like, this is like the most epic pom I think I've ever seen. I love it. And then my other one was this gray one, and let me shake him out a little bit. So this is one of my McPorter Farms poms. There's like stuff flying around. There, hopefully you can see McPorter font. It's Faux Raccoon Fur, and it attaches with snap for easy care and to be able to switch, and it says McPorterFarms.com. And this one has little gray tips. I don't know if you can see it very well, but it's kind of a multicolored pom as well. It's mostly gray, but it kind of, the furs get a little bit lighter, and then they've got like blackish gray tips on it. So super cute. Here they both are. I love these. I love this one the most. I just like, ugh. So 2 fun pom-poms. I'm a sucker for poms. Whenever I go into the knit shop, I'm like, what kind of poms do you guys have? So I have a whole basket over here with different colors because you never know what you're gonna need, right? All right, so my next acquisition is this cute Jingle Balls 2019 kit from the Grocery Girls. I'm sure you guys have all seen this already. It's super cute. It comes in this little drawstring bag. And then inside the drawstring bag are a couple things. They had a recipe in here, which I already pulled out, and I don't want to show you that because that was a surprise, but it was a cute little fun festive recipe that they put in there, and I am excited to try and make it. But then it also came with this little set of stitch markers. They're just like the laser cut wood stitch markers. They're kind of aqua and purple, kind of go with the skein that I'm about to show you, and they have like a little sheen to them. They're kind of metallic-y. So those are super cute, and they're the laser cut wood ones. And then it also had these little light bulb stitch markers, which are probably going to be impossible to show, but I'm going to try. So there's these, there's a handful of them in there in a variety of colors. I think there's one for each one of their little stitch markers. And these are the ones that are pins, so you can put them on and off your work. I do like these. They're small, they're kind of out of the way, and like I said, they're, you know, a pin, so you can open them up and put them on and off your work as needed, if you need to move them around or anything like that. So that came in there. And it came in this cute little tin. And then here is the skein, you guys. Look how pretty that is. It's a beautiful mint, kind of light mint base with this lovely aqua and deep purple speckles. And then the 2 little mini skeins, of course, match perfectly. And you could do these, would be perfect for like hats, like a brim of a hat, or obviously socks, cuffs, toes, things like that. But look at these colors. They're just absolutely amazing. And they have some knitted up samples on their website as well, or their Instagram. I think Tracy posted on her Instagram. So this skein is dyed by Rose Hill Yarns, and they just did a collaboration with her. So far, I think this is their 2nd year. They do a collaboration with a different person and just put together a fun kit for you. So I might actually try and make socks with this. It's so festive and pretty. If not, it will probably end up being a hat because I love knitting hats. They're a lot faster, and I don't know, but yeah, I really want to knit socks. I'm just horrible about it, and I get that second sock syndrome really bad, and so I will get one done, and then that second one is like just sitting on my needles for ever and ever. And I have tried, before you say, I have tried knitting socks 2 at a time. I do have some of those on my needles right now as we speak. I should show them in the next podcast. I didn't bring them down for this one because I've been knitting those for like a couple years, you guys, and I'm doing the Pixel Rise socks, so if you guys know that pattern, it's just a little bit more of a difficult pattern. And so when I sit down, I really have to pay attention to what I'm doing, and sometimes I just want to be able to like watch TV and not have to pay attention to what I'm doing. So I don't know, I might try that with this. It's beautiful. It's beautiful yarn, you guys. So again, that's the Jingle Balls 2019 kit from Grocery Girls. I don't know if they have any left, but definitely worth taking a peek on their website, or I think they have it in their Etsy shop to see if they have any left, because they're super cute. And I know they went out of their way to try and get more packages because they ran out last year, so I think they actually dyed up a little bit more this year. I could be wrong about that, but anyways, that's super fun. And if you have a knitter, this would be a great gift too, by the way. Okay, my last acquisition, and this is actually a birthday present, birthday/Christmas. My birthday is November 10th, and then so last year my husband got me a yarn advent calendar, and then this year I wanted one again, and this one is by Yarn Inc, and I'm not going to spoil anything, so don't worry, but I do want to show it to you because it's super cute. So it came in all of these little individual boxes, and they're all labeled, so you can like put them, you know, wherever you want. You can leave them in this box and just pull them out, or you can put them in like a little basket or something a little more fun. Here's her label, so you can see that information. And she is at Yarn Inc on Instagram, and I'm not sure if she has a Ravelry account or not, but and I think it's just yarninc.com for her shop. Is it on here? Yes, yarninc.com. This is her Merry Christmas 25-day Advent Classic Sock Kit one. It's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, and each mini skein is 20 grams, it looks like. And so I just got this the other day. I'm super excited. I cannot wait. If you want to see these and you weren't able to get a hold of one, I will be unboxing them every day in my Instagram stories starting December 1st. So we are going to be doing not a Vlogmas on YouTube here, unfortunately, but we will be doing daily videos on Instagram. And if I can, I think it'll also post on my Facebook stories. So if you are on Instagram, you could hopefully watch our Vlogmas on Facebook. So Vlogmas, if you guys don't know, is a lot of work, and I love doing it every year. But this year we just want to take a break and just save me a little bit of editing so I can kind of hang out with my family and enjoy the season. So we're going to do the Instagram stories. I think that'll be a lot of fun. It'll be a little more unedited, raw version of the Arndt family. So you're welcome to follow us over there and see what we're doing. But I will be unboxing these each day so you guys can see what came in them. And I'm like kind of the worst with gifts. So if you give me something like this, the chances of me sneak peeking are pretty good, and I have looked in a couple of these and I loved what I saw. I had to kind of stop myself because I just wanted to get a feel for, like, you know, what was going to be in there. Highly recommend it. If you guys can still get your hands on one of these, I highly recommend it. She's a great dyer anyway. I love her yarn. But the colors that I sneak peeked in here are amazing. They're beautiful, and I think they're going to be right up my alley. I haven't decided what I'm going to be knitting with it yet. I might just do kind of my own made up cowl, or maybe some socks or a hat. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. And I probably should get on that pretty quickly because I think I'm running out of time. But anyways, if you can still get your hands on one of these, definitely do. And then there's a ton of Advent calendars out there on the Advent knits out there, patterns that you can do. They have, I've seen cowls, I've seen shawls, and some people do stripy socks. So each day you're adding a different stripe color and things like that. So it's just kind of a fun little thing to do for yourself through the holiday season, and then you can gift them if you want or keep it. But it's just kind of one of the things that I enjoy, and I love opening a little box each day and seeing what color's in there. So I think that's it for this podcast, you guys. That's pretty much everything that I have been working on. I kind of bounce from one project to the next. I don't know how you guys are, but just kind of whatever strikes my fancy. And I do it either when I'm in the car waiting for kids, or sometimes at night when I'm watching TV, or, you know, I do a lot of driving. We have 4 kids, if you guys don't know. I have an 11-year-old, a 13-year-old, a 15, and a 16-year-old. And so I am constantly driving kids everywhere. And so having, you know, some fun little crafty outlets like this is kind of the thing that keeps me sane. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this podcast. If you did, please make sure to thumbs up and subscribe. Leave me a little comment below letting me know. If you liked it, then I will keep filming these for you, and we'll do little updates here and there on what I've been working on. If you do not want it, just kindly say, hey, maybe stick to tutorials, and I will do that as well. So I just want to be able to share with you guys, hopefully pass on some ideas, give you a little bit of inspiration maybe, and yeah, just make your day a little bit brighter. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you next time. I also have fur. And I can't remember, I think I do this side first. That's not bad. If my camera will focus. Come on. It's usually from our local shop. And this yarn is by 4 Boys Fiber. It's super pretty. I will link the yarn. I actually can't remember what it's called right now. I think it's, let's see. I have my store here on my phone, you guys. That's handy. Okay. Et al. Jaxie, stop. No. Give up, buddy. Give up. Dang it, what was this? Spinning. Now I've got, oh, I should get my fiber to show you. Hold on. And then this one, this is just the first half of it. So what I have done is,